What's going on YouTube? I'm E and this is Simply Put Scents. And I wanted to talk to you guys about a fragrance that came out in the year 2014 by the house Christian Dior. And the fragrance is Dior Homme Parfum. Sometimes when a house does a flanker, you wonder, why would they make a fragrance that kind of competes with another fragrance they've already made? Like if, for instance, they fit the same purpose. What would possess Dior to do a competing fragrance to an already successful fragrance, such as Dior Homme Intense? And it came to me, guys. I think that Dior is extremely market driven at this point. I think the people that run the Dior fragrance line probably got wind that a lot of men consider that lipstick vibe a little bit too lipsticky. They've adjusted, and with this fragrance, I think Dior basically said, we're gonna take Intense and we're gonna butch it up. What do I really smell when I smell this fragrance? To me, there are really 4 notes that really hold this scent down: ambrette, leather, iris, and sandalwood. I really do like the way this smells. The sandalwood turns it into something creamy. There's still iris in this scent. There's still a lipstick scent to this fragrance, but it's nowhere near the main player of this fragrance. Unlike Intense, that has lavender and pear, notes that really kind of lighten the scent and make the scent a little bit airier, even though it has a density to it. Parfum is all density. This is pretty much a top-heavy fragrance, a mid-heavy fragrance, and a base-heavy fragrance. The scent smells warm, inviting. You could say it's a little bit formal, you could say it's a little bit sexy, and I would even say that I prefer this over the current formulation of Dior Homme Intense. I think it's a serious fragrance with a fun side. It's not like the Parfum version of Eau Sauvage. Is this scent following anything trendy? I don't consider that the case. I don't think this fragrance is chasing a trend or a fad. There is an oud accord though. Oud accords pretty much mean that it's no oud in this fragrance, but a series of aroma chemicals that pretty much smell like oud. And there is definitely that scent of oud in this fragrance, adding to the darkness of the scent, adding to the depth of the scent. But it's not an oud that's going to make you think,
oof, that's that barnyard stuff right there.
It's nothing like that. It's nothing barnyardy. It's very, very, very minimal. Again, it's just an accent note to add depth and darkness to the scent. And I think I would say a more woody character to the fragrance than Dior Homme Intense or Dior Homme. This fragrance is a bomb. It's a bomb. There's nothing that you can do about this fragrance once you put it on. You have to tap out to it once you spray it because it will last for 12 hours. Sometimes even longer, depending on your fabric. All 3 areas of performance, this fragrance does amazingly well. To me, this fragrance is a very great formal fragrance that you could definitely wear for casual situations, no question. I think this could be an all-year fragrance at night, even though in the summertime at night this could get a little much. If you go a little light on the sprays, like for instance 2 sprays to the chest, you probably could do. This pretty much smells like almost every Dior Homme fragrance, with probably the exception of Sport and Cologne. This fragrance does smell like the others, no doubt. And of course, you could also say it's verging in that Valentino, Uomo Intense type of vibe. All of these scents share a similar energy, and it's unmistakable, obviously, because of that iris. However, I do think that this fragrance will stand out amongst the others based on the fact that out of the rest, this is the most masculine of all of those fragrances, in my opinion. I think the value of this scent really, really is high. It doesn't take a lot, you know, you don't really need to spray it that much. A little bit goes a long way. If I couldn't find this fragrance, for instance, at discounters for the price of $75 around that area, I would feel no stress going and purchasing it for the retail price they ask for. This is a fragrance worth the cost to own, in my opinion. So, value on point. Compliments. Now, yes, does this fragrance get love? Yes, it does. Does it get more love than Dior Homme Intense? I would say yes, it does. I feel like Dior Homme Intense, a lot of women just didn't like it. I feel like this scent is a lot more appealing to a lot more women than the original Dior Homme Intense or Dior Homme on a man. Dior Homme Parfum is a compliment-getting fragrance. I think it's a very, very appealing scent. A lot of women like it. Guys want to know what you're wearing. And it does a really good job as far as performance goes. So even later on in the life of the scent, people will still notice it. People will still smell it. Some people may probably say it's synthetic. Guys, there's some syntheticness to this scent, yeah. But I like to make a distinction when synthetic is a good thing or when synthetic is a bad thing. Because sometimes synthetic is a good thing. Sometimes synthetics can help keep the scent lasting longer. Sometimes synthetics allow the scent to be deeper and add more depth to the scent. Sometimes synthetics add elements to the fragrance that you would otherwise never be able to get because it's too cost prohibitive in the natural state. You win. So I appreciate synthetics. I don't hate them. But what I do not appreciate is when synthetics smell really, really bad. This is a fragrance that does synthetics right. Now, I know that there's no oud in this fragrance because it says oud accord. There's no oud in this scent, most likely. But the accord that is in this scent works and mimics the vibe of oud enough to give the scent an extra layer of character. I think another negative someone can easily state is that this fragrance is pretty much a redundant scent. It's a competitor to a scent that Dior already made. And what's the point of it? I can understand that argument. I think again they were paying attention to focus groups and their research, which lets them know Dior Homme Intense is considered feminine to a lot of men. Dior Homme was considered feminine to a lot of men. So let's create a scent that's in the same style, call it parfum, make it more deeper, make it darker, and make it a lot more masculine to fit that demo that would normally turn away from that lipstick scent. And I think they did a great job. So there are gonna be some people who would find another Dior Homme night scent redundant. Some people might say that it's cloying. And I think that might be the case only if you over apply. If you apply this responsibly, I don't think people can say you just smell too much, you know? It's a very strong fragrance, couple of sprays, 3 sprays the most, you can get through the entire day and then some crazy stuff, guys. To be honest with you, I really want to stock up because I know this might get reformulated at some point and turn from a 12-hour fragrance to a 6-hour fragrance or a 4-hour fragrance, and then I'll be upset. It's only a 2.5 ounce, so it's not even like the regular size of a larger bottle, so yeah. And I guess that's another negative you can say. It's a 2.5. I mean, why couldn't they put this in a 3.3? Really? You couldn't put this in a 3.3 and charge an extra $20? Hopefully they do that at some point. I really, really do want this fragrance in a larger bottle. But again, a little will go a long way. So I gotta keep remembering that. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Gotta talk myself through these things, you know what I mean? It's crazy, it's that addiction, you know. As you know, I like to rank fragrances in what I call the page rating system. And that is P for poor, A for average, G for good, and E for exceptional. So, where does Dior Homme Parfum land on the page? I think this fragrance is an E. It's exceptional. I love this fragrance. I think this fragrance is a titan in its genre. I think this fragrance is a titan. Why? Because I think this fragrance competes with Dior Homme Intense. And Dior Homme Intense, right, to everybody and most people, is considered a titan in its genre. I would say that Dior Homme Parfum actually improves on that formula, especially as it exists today. In my opinion, Dior Homme Parfum should have and could have been an exclusive label fragrance. Off the chart value for what you can buy this fragrance for. A masculine, more formal and darker version of Dior Homme Intense. A little bit more mature. A little bit more mature, yeah. But again, it's not something I would say is too much of a serious fragrance that it can't be appreciated by younger people, and it's not too playful of a fragrance that it can't be appreciated by more mature gentlemen. So this is a fragrance that I feel like really does an amazing job hitting all the bases well. The longevity, the projection, the sillage, the quality of notes, the blend is beautiful. I love the blend of this scent, done expertly. I love the way this fragrance smells. I think this scent is a compliment beast. It does a great job in any scenario during the nighttime, all year round for me. So I really do appreciate this fragrance and I love this scent, and I really think it should be considered by a lot of guys out there. And if you're one of those dudes out there who thought the original was just a little too check this out. This might be something you might appreciate. This might be something you might say, oh, okay, I could do this. I just think this fragrance is doing a great job in so many areas that it's hard to not give it an E rating. So with that, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. What did you think about this fragrance when you smelled it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it smelled too much like the others? What do you think? Is it too much? Is it the same old thing every year? What do you think about this scent, guys? Comment down below. Please like this video if you appreciated it. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't. I'd really be grateful for your support, my friends. So with that, dudes, I'm E, and this is Simply Put Scents. And I'm simply OUT. Peace.